On this episode of Heartbroke, they don't seem to have a care in the world about their money.
We overspent a lot. For her birthday, we rented a cabin out in Big Bear. We all went out once to a bar crawl. And then before that, she had an event with kind of like, we did kayaking and stuff out there, but for her, the whole family.
But how long can that last before it all falls apart?
Oh, yeah.
You say that that's not a problem for you. That means you have to be pretty serious.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You gotta grow up.
Yeah.
This is a show about love, money, and the difficult stuff that happens in between. We're giving couples a financial game plan to solve their challenges. But will they be able to make things work after 6 weeks? Or will the trial prove too testing?
I'm Lety, I'm 24.
I'm Jonathan, I'm 24, and I'm second class in the U.S. Navy. About a year ago, we met, and 3 months later, we moved in.
Yeah.
I haven't really been in many relationships. I was more like single, I was in the Navy, I was doing my thing.
This is a party guy.
Yeah, I was my party guy, yeah.
This is more serious relationship than I've ever been in. We both have a lot more bills and financial things to deal with, so we had to really slow down a lot. I think we're just spending a lot of money going out.
The only steady income we have is the $5,000 I get from the Navy. So right now I have a personal loan, $4,000, and I have credit card for $2,000. That's my current debt.
I have a student loan, $3,000, as well as $1,000 in credit debt. Combined, we have about $10,000 in debt.
We recently went to Florida and spent a little more than we should have. Right now we don't have any savings. We spent it all Christmas, New Year's, all the holidays just got us. I'm excited to meet Misty because I'm pretty sure she'll help us to get a good budget in instead of just stressing and then arguing.
Since you've moved in together, how has it been the past few months?
So we do bump heads a bit, but he's also been able to help me a lot with my finances.
When I looked at the budget, it looks like you have about $5,000 coming in a month, and it's somewhere around, $3,000 going out.
Yeah.
What's happening with the rest?
We overspent a lot on holidays. Halloween, we spent like a few thousand, well, maybe $1,000 or $2,000.
Halloween's not normally the most expensive holiday I hear about, so tell me about it.
For her birthday, we did, because it was in the same month, rented a cabin out in Big Bear. Went out once to a bar crawl that she had an event with her sorority sisters in Santa Barbara. Bought those tickets and the drinks, so they all happened at a Florida trip. So our tickets, $450 just to get. And then we went to spend Halloween with your siblings.
It was like this pumpkin
The
patch.
pumpkin patch. Yeah, that was October, November. I think we have Thanksgiving. We have to drive up to, and then Christmas.
He gifted every single one of my family members. There's a lot of us.
She has a big family.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cost a lot more. That's what set us back. And then now this month, we're trying to recover for everything. Yeah.
What's next?
Valentine's Day's next.
Okay, so Valentine's Day is next.
I didn't go too crazy. I didn't spend too much.
How would you like money to feel?
We want to have a savings, like 2 savings.
Each of you has a savings?
Yeah, have a little savings.
Each.
Extra,
Some money
yeah.
for that you can spend without having to think about it that
Yeah.
much? Okay.
Then everything else can go to bills. As soon as I joined the military, that was like the most money I've ever made. I could pay rent, I had savings. Now it's like a whole entire different thing.
What do you think will happen if things don't change?
I think it would put a lot of stress on us and cause like a lot more issues with us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we just have to say no to certain things.
It's kind of like somebody who's trying to lose a lot of weight and they decide to go on a diet.
Yeah.
A lot of times you'll rebel against it. You have to almost delay gratification, which is really one of the biggest things you can learn how to do in order to build wealth.
Before I met Lety, I was like, this is the last contract with the military, so I'll probably get out. But now that I've met Lety and we're together, financially, it's like, it helps out.
What would you have done if you hadn't met her?
My plan was buy a house here in California and then become a firefighter.
How do you feel about having somebody be dependent on you financially?
I don't feel bad about it. Like, I don't feel, because that's kind of how I was like raised. And so whenever it happens, like with Lety, being that supporting role, something I kind of like find comfort in, I guess. I feel normal, like I feel safe.
You have a woman who's financially dependent on you right now. You say that that's not a problem for you. That means you have to be pretty serious.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You gotta grow up into that role of a provider. So who would you say manages money better? you or Jon?
Definitely Jon.
Okay.
Yeah, he's more of the one that doesn't do a whole lot of borrowing. He reminds me to stick to the budget. He also kind of caves in with me sometimes. For example, I'll say, I got groceries, and he'll be like, what if we go out to eat? And I'm like, okay, fine. So
Sometimes when we do things impulsively, it's because we want to feel different. It's just part of the way our brain operates, but it's an important thing to learn how to control. What do you expect maybe from him as far as, you know, the finances, the holidays?
I'm not used to like someone giving so much. I felt like I was the one that would take that role all the time in my past. So I always think he's doing too much sometimes.
He wants to provide for everyone, it seems. And I think that that is for him. But for you, know that like the more you're dependent on any relationship or anybody else, the less choices you'll have. The ability to feel like financially stable right now, it'll be like the best skill you could possibly learn in your life. Really what you need to do is to start to take responsibility for your own actions, or else it's always going to be someone else's fault. Because if you feel like she's the reason why you do things, you're always going to be trying to control what she's doing. And people don't like that. So if you try to control someone else's behavior, it's going to start to cause some friction. Some individual goals that I have for you. I saw that there isn't any contributions going into your retirement plan through the military.
There's two. One of them is a traditional, one of them is the newer one. And for the newer one, they match up to 10% of what you put into.
Start to take advantage of that money that they're giving you to start saving for your own future.
Yeah.
Even if you put 5% of your pay now, say they match another 5%, you could have close to $500,000 in 20 years. So I do have a joint savings goal for you. When I come back in 6 weeks, I'd love to see it if you could save $750.
Okay.
It'll be a challenge. Figure out those things that you like to do that don't cost anything. Eventually you'll be able to live the life that other people can't live.
Yeah.
Even if you start to put that money automatic into your retirement plan and you save that $750 in 6 weeks, it looks like you still have about $300 to work with each week. Do you think that that's a possible, amount for you to work with? At this point in your life, you have a lot of opportunities here. I can't wait to see what you do with this. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I'll be checking back in with you very soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
so much.
I feel like in the beginning we were 100% more nervous. But after speaking to her, it definitely helped calm us down and realize we are able to do it.
My biggest concerns moving forward is not meeting the goals. But I think Misty being there, leading us on, holding us accountable, I think will definitely push us to stick to it.
Hi, Jon. Hi, Lety. How are you? It's so good to see you both again. How have you been?
Good.
When we last spoke, we had all of these things that we were talking about as far as how we wanted to start to manage the budget. So I'm really curious just to hear about how the past few weeks have been going.
At first, it was a little bit hard to not spend so much on eating out.
So, I'm not supposed to be eating out. It's just one time.
Like our dates became, instead of like going out and spending a lot of money, we did like we did a tennis.
Playing tennis, saving money with these tennis rackets my baby got from where, baby?
Salvation Army.
From the Salvation Army.
You're still spending time together, you're still having fun, but it just might not have to mean like $200-300. I think it's a wonderful thing and it's just really fun. Were you able to hit the savings goal?
Yeah.
You were. Okay, so you're able to do the $750 in 2 months.
Yes. Believe it or not, I think the eating out was huge. Yeah.
I am not proud. I got pokey again. I'm obsessed.
Now that we were like more focused on not eating out.
Yes, and chicken.
What is it, some pasta? All right. Saving money, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, we didn't eat out today. We're not talking about yesterday though.
We're talking about pokey though.
Oh shit! No. I mean, just kidding. We're doing good. We're saving money.
Were you able to start investing in the pension that you have?
Yeah. So TSP, I'm putting 5 into the TSP right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's good as far as the budget's going, but any other changes to your finances?
Yeah, I recently got a job and so I started working. It's like a part-time.
And about how much are you able to bring in each month now?
So I bring in about, how much is that a week?
1,400.
I'm so glad to hear about all of these things. So what I want to show you is basically the plan I was able to create with the information that I had before. So if you see here, the red line is your expenses, and the blue is the salary that's coming in. Things work out pretty well for you right now until retirement. And then you have to start to dip into some savings. What I want is to make sure that that pension is going to be enough. If we don't do anything else, like adding any more income or something like that, then we would run out of money at 42 years old. The savings would be gone pretty quickly with those expenses. Any income is going to help in this scenario quite a bit. Letty, if say you start working 40 hours a week, that gives you this big bump. You know, there's no question that the money's there. The things that you can do right now when you're 25 can make a huge impact on the future.
I've been thinking I would go back to school, use my GI Bill, and become a firefighter. So EMT, firefighting. I think in California it's a little more than 30, so it'd be pretty good.
If you're finding a job even where you're making $30,000 a year, that means you're able to spend more money if you want to. You're able to buy more things or go on vacations, the things that you guys might want to do. The more that you can control your money now, the more it's going to make those problems in the future smaller problems.
Working with Misty has kind of changed our life. It really tested us to stop going out and spending so much.
Yum, looks good, right? I cooked. Eating inside the house.
Saving
once
money.
again.
Sometimes you don't feel like cooking, but I would definitely push that with
she
us. Like,
loves
oh,
poke.
we have to, poke.
It's like 20 bucks a bowl.
It's so expensive.
Giving up a small little thing can make so much of a difference later on. And starting so early at 24, 25 makes it even better. We could have a good budget for fun, we could do so much, we could have a good future. We can get to that, and it's not out of grasp, it's around the corner.